Statistically, I shouldn't be a winner. I'm a brown kid from Tower Hamlets, the most poverty-stricken borough in London. Single mum, no connections, no backup plan. But somehow, at 18, I had PAYE employees. I was paying taxes. I had an accountant. I was talking director loans and dividends. I was making 10 bags in a month, legit. And I did it through systems. So regardless of what odds were stacked against me, through systems, I made sure to win. I gave myself no choice to lose and only the decision to win. And at first, the system was just for me. I built the slave mine protocol as a self-container, as protocols for me to follow. The journaling, the tracking, the controlling of dopamine, the rejecting comfort, the fasting protocols, it was all a survival tactic for me. But then I shared it. I put pen to paper and I put it out there for you boys. And it was friends, bit of family, early followers, different backgrounds, different ages, but everyone started to win. People still to this day message me and say, the system works. The same results, more clarity, better choices and actual results. And that's when I realized it's bigger than me. This system, it works not because I'm special or the system's special. It's because we all go through the same stuff. Everyone tackles more or less the same problems. Because majority of the world is average. We want to be big brain and pretend like we're something special, but we're not. Me and you go through the same issues. And if I've found a system that's helped me, and it's also helping other people, why would I not continue to share it? So someone like yourself can stumble across this video and see what the system has to offer. See, growing up, the odds weren't even against me. They were fucking laughing at me. Brown, working class, single mum, East London. I saw everything under the sun and it shocked me, it scared me. I saw pain, debt, addiction, lost men, unfulfilled marriages, and lost dreams. People who quit. And I realized no one's coming to save you. You do have to find your own way out. So I saved myself. No one's going to come get me out of the muddy waters. I had to build my own protocols to keep me in line. And one of the first steps I did was pursuing entrepreneurship. My first business when I was 18 was a Shopify store. And we were making £10,000 a month. I hired an accountant. We were boys who were meant to be doing our UCAS applications, but in and out the post office, knowing 2 or 3 of the regular post offices in my local area. They knew me, they smiled at me. They saw that we were running an online business. The energy was radiating to everyone. And I was nothing different. I was nothing special. I had the odds against me. But because I decided to break out of the old programming, find a system, a vehicle. After e-commerce, I moved into vehicles. I bought them outright, always interested in cars, and found almost a reason to start buying lots of cars. Because I said, you know what, I'll rent them. So we built a car rental company, and we were one of the only people in this area who were able to secure a contract and work with an insurance agent to get a self-drive hire policy. When I did it, it was pretty rare. And today it still is. I did it by the books. 99% of the people in that game don't. They take shortcuts. But I networked, I found a broker, I did the boring bits properly, went through the legal work, went through the paperwork as a teenager. And I got legit, I got real customers and I got actual respect from people in the game. Again, through systems, understanding you need to take a systematic approach to things. Never take a shortcut. Understand that the hard choices equal holy results. And then COVID hit. And at that time in my life, I was university and I thought, I'm not paying £9,000 for no Zoom call. And I left. I knew that my parents wouldn't be happy, but I also knew that by the end of it, they just wanted me in a career. So I went down the apprenticeship route. Naturally, I'm good with numbers, so I bet on myself. When I went into a corporate career that I thought would satisfy my parents, make me happy and challenge me, both with mental stimulation, but also be able to pay the bills, right? You don't want to work a job that doesn't compensate you fairly, especially financially. And I only applied for one apprenticeship, and I won it because I'm a winner. But how did I do it? Again, it was a system. I prepared 2 weeks in advance for this one interview, and it was a 6-week process with multiple steps. And every single time I was doing scripting, research, continuous repetitions with myself, just making sure I dialed in. And I systemized the interview and I got the offer. And from an apprenticeship, I went to a full-time permanent staff in 3 months. And a few years later now, I'm putting myself for a degree that they're financing. And it only started and was maintained because I followed a systematic approach. Now, all of this sounds great. This kid started a business, and then he started another one, and then he left uni, but he managed to get an apprenticeship. He had the 9 to 5 now sorted, plus he had the side hustles. But the truth is, what you didn't see, and what the world didn't see, was at the same time, during this period of my life, I was binge eating all throughout the night, stuffing my face, Skittles, Dr. Pepper, chocolates. I was watching porn. I was wasting time, consuming mindless garbage, frying my dopamine receptors. I was vaping. There was a time in my life I vaped. Short period, but I vaped. And I hated myself when I stopped working. The thing is, I had wins, but I had no peace. I had speed, but I had no system. And it was only after Umrah, when I took myself on spiritual pilgrimage, when I realized the importance of being grounded to your mission, of being grounded to a purpose, being a slave to the only thing that it matters to be a slave to. And the only way you can ensure you're not a slave to your phone and your notifications, or you're not a slave to food and binge eating, is by creating systems. So by having a fasting protocol, I ensured I stay away from binge eating, right? And by having a system in place that reduces my screen time, I ensure I don't doom scroll. And so I treated it like therapy. When I built this protocol, I self-reflected, psychoanalyzed, and said, all these places you're going wrong, what's the opposite? And how would I reverse engineer to make sure I become the opposite? Because I don't talk at you from a guy who's got it all figured out. In fact, I talk to you as the guy who was able to pull himself out of the mud. I worked on myself and I wrote the book like I was saving myself, and I was. I stopped wasting time. I rebuilt my focus. I dropped my body fat, and then I scaled it. Not only did I make improvements, I built tracking tools. I built routines. I went through dopamine detox. I took myself through the 75 hard. And now this system that initially started for just me and is serving so many other people is what I have to offer to everyone and to the world. The life operating system. I believe it's a way for you to operate your life, especially if you're someone who's aligned and built like myself. If you're a high achiever, if you're a winner, and someone who has a dream life that you are hell-bent on getting. Now I'm running multiple projects. I'm building a following. I'm helping people win from Toronto to Tower Hamlets. And every win in my life and up to this point and moving forward comes from the same things. Not vibes, not luck, not motivation, but systems. Pure grit and systems. You set the system up in place and then you fucking work. You make sure that machine's running. Just repeatable frameworks that give you clarity, output, and freedom. So, if you've made it this far into the video, 11 minutes in, I'm guessing you're smart but you're scattered. You feel like you're grinding but you're not actually going anywhere. And the truth is, maybe you're addicted. Maybe you are distracted. Maybe you're just disappointed in yourself. But the system I built is for people just like yourself. So if you want to see how it works, the link is in the description. But even if you're not interested in that, I hope this video helped you up until this point. I hope that this video makes you understand that the story ain't over. You ain't broken. You just need a system, bro. And you can get yourself out of whatever situation you're in. Like I said, I'm just happy to offer my hand out. Whoever wants a hand, I'm here, brother. I haven't made it out. I'm not no millionaire. I'm still in the ends. I'm still local, right? But I built a system that helps me move through life like a machine. I'm able to get the work done. I wake up every single day doing the thing I love, chasing my dream life. In a snap of a finger, I can get anything I want. That is the truth. I make it a lot easier because I don't want a lot. I'm not interested in the material. I'm focused on the internal, so the external doesn't bother me, right? So that's the life hack. If you want to be able to get everything you want, how about you stop wanting so much? Again, a systematic way to make sure you can find dopamine and find happiness in the smaller things in life. But that's it from me, boys. If you want to see how it works, links in the description. I'm helping optimize this system for everyone, right? I shared the system and I know it works mass market. And the truth is, if you want a personal touch for me to really get involved, get my hands in and build you your own system, hit me up, man. Let's work. Sayonara, motherfuckers. See you on the next one.